The Cheating Death Podcast is a comedy, random, and truth-seeking podcast containing information, subject matter, language, and course material that may not be suitable for all listeners. Your discretion in this matter is advised. You may contact the Cheating Death Podcast at gmail.com with any inquiries. On today's episode of the Cheating Death Podcast, we get into brief detail regarding Project Echelon. A mass surveillance campaign has been widely known to be conducting operations since the 1960s. We also provide you with an all-new Annihilation Announcement, a new joke of the episode, and more. So grab yourself a coffee and your favorite blanket, put your feet up, and let us tell you how you can cheat death. This is your news anchor, the Cleric of Chaos, and this is your Annihilation Announcement. Over the decades, there have been many a time in which the government has chosen to conduct mass surveillance upon its citizens. It is nothing new, however, it continues to shock people. Why is this? Simple, because the very idea of a government spying upon its citizens is still such a unique idea to many, because that is what we see in movies, in television, and dramas everywhere. But when it is focused on you, it is a different game. Stay aware, be prepared. This has been your news anchor, the Cleric of Chaos, and this is your Annihilation Announcement. Willkommen, meine Freunde. Guten Morgen, guten Tage, eine gute Nacht. Ist deine Reisender, deine Ausländer, deine Cleric of Chaos. Today we are looking into Operation Project Echelon, which began and was formalized in the early 1960s as a joint operation between the United States and the United Kingdom to ensure that surveillance was properly conducted and methodically prepared for the witnessing and for the ongoing work within the Eastern Front to ensure that the Soviet Union did not get an arm or a leg ahead of the Allied forces, and to, quote-unquote, protect the people of the North American Treaty Organization, in which would have been formed years later. But at the time, the United States and the United Kingdom held an alliance of sorts that is still tenuous, but also roughly acknowledged to this day. Project Echelon in 1964 was first established as an idea, as a notion, by the formalization of the International Telecommunications Satellite Organization. Dozens of member nations would sign on to this treaty with the assumption that surveillance was the best form of securing their citizens within their respective countries. This project indeed was a massive undertaking by not only the GCHQ and by the United States federal government as well as the CIA and FBI. No, this was a massive undertaking that took years to solidify and formulate and expand and grow. And throughout this process, the individuals in whom were being spied upon clearly had no idea to the extent of the information which was being collected upon them. The formal rationalization of the notion was that we must keep people safe, and this is what caused Project Echelon to be ratified in 1966 with two formal first members, them being the United States and the United Kingdom. Later, it would go on to also include Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. So Canada essentially hopped on for the ride and said, well, I guess we'll do this too, eh? Might as well just come on board and help out you there, buddy. Don't want to make sure you got no coffee, no donuts there. We'll get you, well, we got your back there, buddy. At the end of the day, when you look into the understanding, the United States and Canada have a relationship where it is very similar to South Park Donald Trump and South Park J.D. Vance. Canada has the ability to just follow the United States anywhere and everywhere it goes and listen to everything that it does. When we take into account the implications that the Eastern Front had on the overall war, and from the end of World War II onward to the formation of East Germany in 1949, the 7th of October, the 60s were a tenuous time as well, for it was within 1966 that operations ramped up, and they made the decision to start surveying more and more locations within the Eastern Front, including but not limited to Berlin and many areas that were just west of that dividing factor. And we also take into account that in 1971, there was an expansive growth that encountered a level of surveillance that had not yet been seen by surveying even more of the Atlantic zone to better understand the types of risks and opportunities they were facing. So much so that by 1981, the GCHQ and the National Security Administration of the United States decided to take Project Echelon global. So it has been confirmed that even as of today, you are being watched. You are being observed. But this is not a surprise to any one of us. We're already pretty well aware of just exactly how much we are witnessed and watched on a daily basis. Personalized advertisements, suggestive information when you go grocery shopping. You take cash to a grocery store, but no cell phone and nothing that could possibly track you outside of cameras. Very spooky times. Project Echelon was only the beginning of a wide range of campaigns that mirror and mimic its very impact. Do not fall victim to the surveillance. Be aware and be prepared. Thank you for taking time to listen to us today. Take care of yourselves and each other. At the top of the program, we promise you a list of our top 5 prettiest metals. Coming in at number 5, we have steel. Coming in at number 4, aluminum. 3, titanium. Coming in at number 2, we have tungsten. And coming in at number 1, we have copper/bronze. What are your top 5 favorite prettiest metals? Email us at thecheatingdeathpodcast@gmail.com. Today's joke has been brought to you by the Cleric of Chaos. Communism is one of those funny things where you would assume that looking at the flag of the Soviet Union gets a little old every once in a while. You would say that one could get sickle of it. Project Echelon is just one in many surveillance campaigns carried out by secret intelligence services from the 1960s to present day. Understand this, that it isn't just the United States of America. Oh, goodness, no, there are 5 other member states participating in these endeavors as well. So do what you can, do as you will, do as you wish, but do as you can to ensure you do not swim with the fish. Take care of yourself and each other. Thank you for joining us today. The Cheating Death Podcast is brought to you by Nach dem Leben, CRDVC, Chaos Realm Records, and CR Deutschland. If you'd like to support friends and our personnel of the program, please follow the links in the episode's description. If you would like to make a one-time donation or support the program, you may do so with the links in the episode's description as well. Follow the program at twitter.com/weallcheatdeath and twitter.com/clericofchaos, and send us an email at thecheatingdeathpodcast@gmail.com. If you are feeling in any way, shape, or form psychiatrically unstable, call 1-800-273-8255 or dial 988 from your mobile phone in the US or Canada. If anyone you know is experiencing domestic violence, call 1-800-799-7233. If you're looking at adopting a playful puppy or a cute kitten, please visit your local animal adoption rescue center. Remember, life is not an easy road for anyone to navigate. You owe it to yourself to give yourself a break. Remember, we're pulling for you. We're all in this together.